This is a Honda Clarity. It is a plug-in hybrid, and today we're going to review it. Hey folks, I'm Rob.
And I'm Nathan.
And we are
Two Guys in a Ride.
And say, Nate, what are we taking a look at today?
Hey Rob, today we're taking a look at a Honda Clarity plug-in hybrid.
That's right, but say, before we get on with the review, if you'd like to keep up to date with all the new cars, trucks, and SUVs, and you'd like to know about all the technology that's built inside of them, especially this one, plus you like cool collector car stories,
take a moment to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell notification up above so you never miss a video.
That's right. So, what do you say, Nate?
Hey, I say, let's go for a ride.
All right. Okay, here we go. We are in the really cool looking interior and outside.
Yeah.
Really cool looking Honda Clarity. This is a plug-in hybrid with also a gas engine. So, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, but so far, Nathan, you've driven around a little bit.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So it's pretty quiet in here. I haven't got it on the highway yet. We're still on the side streets, but it's electric. It was an electric drive only, so yes, it's extremely quiet. Wow.
Yep.
Get on the highway and merge. You know, it's a bigger car. It's actually a little bit longer than the Honda Accord, but so far it's not handling like a bigger car. Okay. So I take it then the gas engine just kicked in because I heard that.
You heard it.
Yeah. And it's got lane keeping, adaptive cruise, ABS, backup camera, side collision, forward mitigation, LMNOP.
I was just gonna say, it's got a long list of safety features.
And you know, the acceleration was pretty good there. It wasn't a linear freight train pull like a big V8 or something is, but it certainly was enough to, oh yeah, there we go. Enough to get you on the highway safely, and you didn't feel like you were wanting for any additional power. Where that lane mitigation is really there. A light comes onto the dash, and it actually shakes your wheel a little bit. So not bad.
Yeah, the adaptive cruise, because of the hybrids, as I'm sure you're trying to save fuel, isn't as reactive as we've seen in some other cars. So you hit the resume and you're kind of like, is it going or
right?
And then it slowly starts to accelerate. But I'm sure that's a gas saving feature.
Oh sure. Boy, this is really so easy to set that adaptive cruise on the distance you want to keep between you and the vehicle. Again, it's right here on the steering wheel, and it's very intuitive. So I like this. This is nice. And it's so quiet in here. Let's see, I better put. Oh, and I love that. It's got the camera in the outside, right outside mirror. That when you turn on your switch, or there is a button on the end of the stalk, you can see that camera.
Yeah, that is a nice feature.
Nathan's going to switch it into a sport mode, and I'm going to see what that is and how that acceleration compares. Okay, I've got a car in front of me, so I can't keep going too much. I have to say that, okay, from takeoff, sport mode is not impressive. I didn't feel like we were moving, but from rolling to, and you still got it in the sport mode.
Yeah, sub sport mode.
Then it really is.
Yeah, it's more noticeable at higher speeds.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you can have economy on as well as sport on, as well as HV on or off. I mean, they all have two settings.
Fit and finish in here, boy oh boy, this is nice. I tell you, you take the Honda badge off of the steering wheel, and I wouldn't know what it was. It's really top notch. I like the wood up there. I like it's nice. Really, really nice. This Honda Clarity plug-in hybrid, this is the base sedan. It is powered by a 1.5 liter, 4-cylinder, 16-valve, gas-powered engine with sequential multi-port fuel injection and variable valve control. The gas engine produces 103 horsepower and 99 foot-pound of torque. The electric motor produces 181 horsepower at 5,000 RPMs. Now, total hybrid system output is 221 horsepower, and this does have a 25.5 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery. Now, the Clarity is driven by a continuously, that's easy for me to say, a CVT transmission with mode select, and it is front wheel drive only. The Honda Clarity is available in 2 trim levels. There is the base and the touring. Prices start at $33,400 up to $36,600, less additional options. The Clarity lineup goes as follows. There is a Honda Clarity plug-in hybrid, this vehicle. There's also the Honda Clarity all-electric, and then of course the Honda Clarity fuel cell, and that's a hydrogen fuel cell, and those are only available as lease, and they're out in California. This is the Honda Clarity plug-in hybrid, presented here in modern steel metallic with a black leather interior. Now, out front, this is an aluminum hood to save weight, and you also do have the nice chrome accented grille. It does have LED headlights with auto on and off low and high beams, and it does have LED turn indicators. You also do see that it does have the body colored bumpers with the black lower splitter, and then you have the chrome flare accents as well as the LED lighting right above the front air curtains, and those are active air curtains. It does also have speed sensitive smart wiper system and loads more, and I really like the little divot here that adds to the aerodynamics of the front motor. And I just noticed these wipers, they're the type that hinge in the middle and they go up to the sides, clearing so much more of your front window. Let's take a look around the side. Okay, so along the side you also do have aluminum fenders and doors to match that aluminum lightness of the hood. It also does have front and rear aluminum subframes for the suspension. And it does have McPherson strut front suspension with 29mm stabilizer bar, and out back it is a multi-link suspension with a 21.7mm stabilizer bar. Up front you do have 12.3-inch ventilated disc brakes, and out back it's 12.2-inch solid rear brake disc. Now this does have the 18-inch hybrid aerodynamic alloy wheels wrapped in 235/45 R18 94V Michelin Energy Saver tires. You do see you have the body colored side mirrors, and you do have the body colored door handles with smart entry, and you've got the walk-away auto lock, and it does have the sensor button to lock it and then the button here to unlock it. You do have the nice aerodynamic flowing lines, and these are kind of quasi fender skirts. That's kind of cool, but there is a rear air duct curtain that sends the air over the tires to help make this vehicle even more aerodynamic. Okay, some of the active safety systems on the Honda Clarity, there is an acoustic vehicle alerting system. You have vehicle stability assist with traction control. You have anti-lock braking system. Does have electronic brake distribution. You have brake assist. It has a rear multi-angle rear view camera with the dynamic guidelines, which is really cool, so it shows you where you're backing into. Does have a tire pressure monitoring system. You do have LED daytime running lights. It does have forward collision warning. It has lane departure warning. It has collision mitigation braking system. You name it. I mean, my goodness, so much more. Road departure mitigation system. It basically drives itself. So lots of active safety systems, and we'll talk about the passive safety systems when Nathan takes you on a tour as well. Let's take a look out back. Okay, out back the weight saving continues. You do have an aluminum trunk with spoiler. And this is a trunk. Even though it's sloped and it looks like it might be a 5-door hatchback, it does have a trunk. You do have the rear window with defroster, and it does have the nice chrome strip going across here. You do have a backup camera. This does have LED taillights, and there are body colored bumpers and lower splitter. One of the cool things I like about this as well, from the interior, there is a little panel, a glass panel that you can look straight out through the trunk, through the back seats and through the trunk, and it comes out right here. And I'll show you that as we pop this open to tell you about the cargo space. Right now I've got the cargo mats and the charger is in there, but this is a glass look-through piece that when you're sitting in the front seat you can see all the way back, so it gives you a little bit more clarity, if you will. So trunk volume on this is 15.5 cubic feet of cargo space, and like I said, right now got a little bit of junk in there, but it holds 15.5 cubic feet. Not bad at all. Let's talk about the dimensions. Okay, dimensions. It does ride on a wheelbase of 108.3 inches, has an overall width of 73.9 inches. Front track is 62.2 inches, rear track 62.5 inches, and it has an overall length of 192.7 inches. Its overall height, 58.2 inches, and it has a base curb weight of 4,052 pounds. It does have a turning circle of 38.4 feet. Now, its basic warranty is 3 years, 36,000 miles. It does have a powertrain warranty of 5 years and 60,000 miles. And then, of course, it has a hybrid components warranty of 8 years, 100,000 miles. With this Honda Clarity, you also get roadside assistance for 3 years and 60,000 miles. Now let's talk about our spade scale. Safety is first. Well, it's loaded with both active and passive safety technology, and we've listed all those things down below in our description. Next up is performance. Rolling start, 5 miles an hour to 60, 7.6 seconds. Standing quarter mile, 16.2 seconds at 87 miles per hour, and it does have a top speed of 101 miles per hour. Braking, 70 to 0, 190 feet. Now, talk about its appearance. Well, it's definitely different from any other Honda sedan with all of its aerodynamic flowing lines, but it does have its own unique look, and I think that's really cool about it. Next up, dependability. Well, it's a Honda, and of course, Honda is very well known for their longevity and dependability, as well as their hybrid systems are on par with or better than others out there as well. Economy, electric only miles per gallon of gasoline equivalent, which is MPGE, is 126 city, 103 highway, and 114 combined. So to wrap it up, the Clarity plug-in hybrid is a very pleasant car that can work for many people as an electric vehicle most of the time and not leave them with much range anxiety. Some of the flaws are the not so terrific seats and the frustrating controls, especially that push button, forward, reverse, all that. But you know what? For green car buyers in this price bracket, I doubt you will find a better sedan. So now let's take a look inside, but before we do, take a moment, give us a like, and click on that subscribe button down below. So what do you say, Nate? Take it away.
All right, stepping inside the Honda Clarity, I like the door finish here. You've got, it's all just nice soft touch materials. You got a nice grab handle here, and then you have this, this fake wood trim that you'll see elsewhere in the cab too. This is really nice. I like that so much better in that matte finish than the shiny black. You do have auto up and down all 4 windows. You have a window lockout, your lock buttons, then left, right mirror controls right here. Okay. Down here, you've got a nice deep storage area. You can have it can work as a bottle holder or just storing some other things. You got one of your speakers here, and then your trunk release and your gas tank release. Now, that opens the gas tank in the rear, and then as we get up further, you'll see where to release the hybrid charging port opening. Okay, so the seats are have a leather trim here and then a cloth insert.
what's interesting is they use biofabrics to make these seats, which is really interesting. Okay, down here you've got basically up and down. Okay, you can jack the seat up and down, you can tilt it, and then there's a pull bar in the front that you can slide the seat forward or backwards. Okay, coming over here, you've got your hood release right here, and then a nice big footrest for your left foot. Then up here, this is the hybrid charging port release for the cover. And then you got your road departure mitigation and lane keeping. You got forward collision mitigation on or off, and then traction control on or off. It does have a tilt and telescoping wheel, and that is a manual adjustment right under there. All right, let's step inside. So this is the push start. So we'll just give a start up here. I always love when the dial spins around. Okay, so what we're going to talk about first here is the driver's information center a little bit, and then the steering wheel controls and what they do. So up on the screen here, you're going to see basically 3 different areas. You're going to have a battery charge level indicator over here, and you're going to have the fuel gauge over here, and then of course your speedometer, and then your power and charge icons over here, as well as then your driver's information stuff right here. So to control all that, you're going to use this button here, which is the info button, and then you're going to use the left and right arrows and the enter button. The up and down arrows give you access to your media sources at any point in time. Okay, so if over here we've got, and right in the middle there, if I press there, you see all the little dots at the bottom of the screen? Okay, so real quickly, and we'll go over this more thoroughly in another video, but you've got all of these different things that you can click on and go into. Okay, and so I'll just pick one. We'll go here to the gas symbol, click on that, and it gives you your average fuel. Okay, if I press the up and down arrows, notice, oh, my infotainment system is off. Okay, now if I press it again, you notice you can go through all of your sources right here. And then whichever one you want, this is the volume button right here. There we go. And then if I go back again and press the information button and then the up arrow, now I can scroll through any one of these and connect just by pressing enter. Okay, now you do have a couple safety symbols that show up here. For instance, if I take off the traction control, the symbols come up here. You've got a message in here. If I turn it on, then it says this, does the reverse. If I take the forward collision mitigation system off, you'll see that come on. You just push and hold. These are push and hold buttons for those two. Okay, and if I take the lane departure off, then it shows up there as well. It's nice that they give you a visual of what's going on with the button, so in case you press the wrong one while you're driving, you'll know it. Okay, so that's what these buttons here do. Down here you have phone on, phone off. This is also a back button, and then this is voice command. Now, like I said earlier, this does not have navigation on it, but you can use through Android, Apple, or Apple CarPlay, you can use a variety of maps that you have on your phone. But this will control your things like your music and your phone, okay, amongst a few other things. You got some paddle shifters back here, even though this is basically a CVT transmission. You can play with it a little bit if you feel like being a little sporty. Up here, you've got your bright and dimness for your dashboard lights, okay? And then you've got your trip meter here. You can switch between A and B. Okay, then we'll move over to the right side of the steering wheel here, and we'll talk about these buttons. All All right, so over here on the right side of the steering wheel, you have your cruise control buttons here. This is adaptive cruise control, and it is also for slow traffic. You got your gap setter here, your set button, your resume, plus minus, and cancel. Okay, down here, if you press the button that says main, you're going to turn on your adaptive cruise control and your lane keeping assist. So if you push this button, it gives you the graphic for the lane keeping assist. So you can have the graphic on or the graphic off. All right, so let's move over to the infotainment screen. All right, the screen itself is got all touch buttons, all soft touch. There are no physical buttons whatsoever, which is not my favorite thing. I like having at least a power and a volume. This is a little difficult to control because you have to keep sliding your finger back to the bottom and up, but it works. Your home screen here, of course, shows you all the different apps, your auto, your phone, settings, smartphone connection, and then the Honda link, which you can also download on your phone as an app. You got a menu button and a back button, and then a bright and dimness for your screen. Now you can just click it once, and then you can use the plus and minus to affect it, or you can just click this, makes it a little bit dimmer for nighttime driving. One more click actually shuts the screen off if you don't want it on, and one more click brings the screen back up. Now your audio will still work, even though the screen is off. Okay. Of course, this does have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, and AM/FM radio. Sirius, it comes with a subscription, like a 3-month trial to Sirius XM satellite. All right, moving down. One thing I think is interesting is that all of the climate controls are physical. So no physical audio controls, but all physical climate controls. It is dual zone auto climate. So if you push on there auto, you got both temperatures can be set over here individually. You can see that on the infotainment screen where it's changing. Okay, and then you got the physical sync button that pushes it. And then I do like that physical sync button. It's really nice. This does have 3-stage heated seats in the front and both sides. Now down here, we have some interesting buttons. You've got a hybrid vehicle button right here. You've got a sport button here, and you've got an econ vehicle button right here. Econ, of course, just allows you to drive a little more economically. It accelerates differently and so forth, trying to save you gas. Sport, of course, will allow you to get a little more acceleration. We found that it works best at higher speeds on the highway rather than slower speeds. You don't notice much of a difference from like a 0 to 60 as you do from, say, a 50 to 60. Now, the interesting thing is that you can have econ and sport on at the same time. I'm not sure how that works, if the computer fights itself or what's going on, but you can actually have them all on at the same time. Now, since this car is hybrid, this button will allow you to turn off sort of basically the battery and run just on the engine power when it needs it. So if you want to save a little bit on your battery, you're trying to recharge it more, maybe you want to have that on. It will automatically kick on when you're accelerating hard, so that you can have the extra acceleration that you need. But you can turn off the HV at highway speeds if you're like going on a flat stretch and you're run on battery. Okay. There's also a mode where you can set up how much the acceleration charges the battery. There are 4 different levels. Okay. Moving down from there, of course, we've got the push button transmission, which I'm not a fan of. I like having a stick, but it works. You do have an electronic parking brake. You do have the brake hold feature where if you push this and activate it, once you push the brake on, take your foot off, and the car will remain stopped until you press the accelerator. This also does have adaptive cruise control and low-speed traffic follow. Okay. Now, down underneath here is a large storage area, and a little hard to see, but right down in here, there are 2 dummy buttons on this one because it's a base model, but the other 2, the one on my side is a little door that opens. It's a USB charging port, and it's the Android Auto Apple CarPlay connection. This one over here is just a charging port. Okay, moving back to the cup holders, there's a couple of neat features that I like about this. First of all, it's very, very deep. What I like about it, and I've not really seen before, is these fold-out platforms that make the cup holder much shallower. So a little easier to grab your cup, and so you don't, like if you had a pop can, you would lose it without those pedestals there. So that's nice to have. Okay, the armrest itself is it's nice, it's ample, it's open. It is all plastic. There's not a like a soft felt interior or anything, but it's adequately big. This is where we notice this shiny piano black coming back in. This is the piece that I'm glad is not anywhere else on the car. Besides, it's around the door handles, but that's it. Okay, so I'm glad they went with this matte wood finish. Moving on over to the glove compartment, this got a push button here. It's very soft opening, and then an ample size, huge glove box there. Moving on up here, you do have an automatic dimming rear view mirror, and then back up here, you do have your glass storage area right here. You do have your 3 HomeLink buttons, and then of course your reading lamps with the switches right there. They are LED. And then up here you have the settings for your dome lights. The visors, both sides, are backlit and are telescoping. All right, let's step into the back. Stepping into the back, you've got this nice full wood grain finish right here, and I like it. It's a matte color. I really like that throughout the vehicle. And then you've got, of course, your door handle. You got 2 of your speakers right here, and then a bottle holder right here. Okay. In terms of the seats back here, you've got 2 seat pockets right here and right here. However, you also have a cell phone storage area right here on the driver's seat, and also right here on the passenger seat. Down here, you have got a power outlet right here, and you've got your vent controls right up here. All right, let's take a step in and see about size. All right, in terms of headroom, I have got, at least close to 2 inches of headroom, and knee room is huge. This is where the seat was set when I was driving, and I've got close to 4 inches of space back here. It's just really, really roomy and very comfortable. Hey, and then in the middle, of course, you do have an armrest, and you do have inside of that, if we open this lid up here, you do have 2 cup holders. So overall, very, very nice. And then right on top of the seat, you do see, this is that little rear window that Rob was talking about that you can see right through to the back. So the rear seats do fold down, but to do that, you need to go into the trunk. So let's take a step back here. And you have these release handles right here. So all you do is you just give them each one a pull, okay? And then go back to the front, the second row seats, and just grab the headrest, and you can fold it forward. Okay, and then this part slides out too. So you can get both seats folded down. And then to put them back, you just simply put them back until they click. All right, so overall, a very comfortable rear seat and a very nice car. Thanks for watching.
Okay, and my favorite thing is this cool window here. See, it looks right out through the back, through the trunk, under the trunk lid. That's just so cool. I really like that. That's my favorite thing.
All right, so my favorite thing on this car is the storage underneath the center console. I like having that, and I think it just makes it's a great use of space. So that's my favorite thing.